unbelievable bout today. Edgar Berlanga. We all know he's representing New York City and Puerto Rico. Shout out to him today. He had a massive knockout over Mccrory. Pardon me. This was a crazy fight. For the first time in 5 fights and more than 3 years, Edgar Berlanga scored a big time knockout. And it's kind of crazy because we all know who he has his eyes set on. And the man name is Canelo Alvarez. And I listen. This was a great knockout. I think this is something good for his spirits because we got to understand we got to take a trip down memory lane. Berlanga was known for these massive knockouts. He just kind of went on a cold streak where he wasn't knocking people out. But when he first was coming around, he was known for this. So it's going to be interesting to see what Matchroom, Eddie Hearn could put together, if Canelo's even interested in something like this. But I still would tell him to pump the brakes. I think it's some other fights. You got Jamie Mungai. There's a couple people that he could fight ahead. We all know Benavidez. We got a lot of people that want their hands on Canelo Alvarez. But nonetheless, this was a big time knockout. Berlanga, he improves his record to 22-0 with 17 wins by the way of knockout. This is definitely something to be marveled at. We're going to break it all down, ladies and gentlemen. I want to read some quotes from what people said. Berlanga says, "I wanted to see what I'm receiving." He explained in the ring afterwards, "I didn't just want to be an offensive fighter. I want to work on my defensive side first." So it says, besides, Berlanga asserted, giving praise to his Belfast-born opponent. People don't understand the Irish dude, strong, and he came to fight. So he clearly was paying homage to, let me make sure I'm saying his name correctly, Mccrory, pardon me. So it's wild. He suffered his first loss. Give credit to Berlanga fighting an undefeated fighter. I got my man Phonics in the house with me. Berlanga, he's had a rough situation. A lot of people don't know how to view him. He's coming off this big knockout, for Matchroom Boxing. He has his eyes set. He wants the Canelo fight. Eddie Hearn wants it. What's your thoughts on this fight today and Berlanga as a whole? Let's break it all down.
Man, the main word is redemption. You know what I'm saying? Berlanga, man, as you said, he's had a storied past. He basically got dropped from top rank. He left top rank, some say, and he took a bet on himself and he went to matchroom boxing with Eddie Hearn, man. And I think it's gonna pay off for him, man. He definitely made a statement tonight. It's definitely gonna build his confidence moving forward. And the Canelo thing, look, man. Everybody wants Canelo, but again, Canelo ain't that guy no more. I don't know why people keep wanting this dude. Bivol destroyed him. He destroyed him, and he don't want no smoke with Bivol. I don't know why because they know it's a big payday. People still want to see Canelo. Canelo is very revered in the boxing world, and he's every boxer's fan. Tank Davis said he's a big fan of Canelo. There's a lot of fighters that really are a fan of his, so he can still draw those big fights. However, I think Canelo's a little bit bigger than Berlanga and he hits a little bit harder. So I don't think he needs to go that route. That's just my humble opinion. But I'm definitely glad to see what he did today, and there's more progress moving forward.
Now you brought up Canelo and the power that he bring to the table. What's some of the challenges Canelo will present Berlanga? Obviously, we all know, but highlight a couple because I think that Canelo. I know that Berlanga hasn't faced a guy like Canelo before. What kind of things that he will present Berlanga with?
Well, look, man. Number one, he's a Mexican fighter, so he's tough. He's had so many fights, man, at the amateur level and at the pro level, so he's way more experienced. And he hits hard, man. He hits hard. He's a big guy. You know what I'm saying? Canelo is a big guy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, Bivol's a light heavyweight, and Canelo had moved up to fight him. You know what I'm saying? Um, I'm not saying Berlanga, you know what I'm saying, can't win, but I just don't think that's a fight that he should take next. I think he needs a few more tune-up fights, and then we'll see where he goes from there. He's been on a hiatus for a long time, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, okay, you just came back and you know what I'm saying, you got your knockout, but a few more fights, and then we'll see where it goes from there. You know what I'm saying? And I think Eddie Hearns is going to tell him that because Eddie Hearns, he's very strict with his fighters, and I mean, I'm gonna be honest, he doesn't want them to lose because he got a lot of money behind them, and yeah, he wants the tough fights and the big draws, but you don't want a one-sided fight. You want Berlanga to come out and get knocked out in the first round, second round, because that can happen with Canelo. It can happen.
It could.
Mm,
You're not lying about that. Like I said, Canelo is a problem. And what I notice about Berlanga, obviously we all know he's light skinned, but he does bruise easily. It seems like I don't know if he got sensitive. I hate to say this, but he got to make sure. He said he was trying to focus on his defense, but he got to make sure he protect that face. You understand? I mean, if for some reason it seems like he gets hit a lot, and Canelo, you talk about the power that he brings. I mean, seriously. This dude got cut up face messing around with these dudes he put out in the sixth round. Could you imagine the power? You talking about first round knockouts. Could you imagine the power Canelo could put on him?
right.
He got to make sure that he's protecting all his face. Going
Mm-hmm.
asking for a fight like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you're right. So it's gonna be crazy. So you think he made the right call? Coming to Matchroom, leaving Top Rank. You said he got dropped. I mean, you don't think it was a mutual situation? What do you think about that situation?
Well, it was the same as Bud Crawford. Terrence Bud Crawford, who was with Top Rank for years. They wanted more for their career, and Bob Arum, and you know what I'm saying, they weren't willing to promote him like that. So he had to make a move. And nah, I'm not mad at him for that. I think that was what was best for him. I think that's what's going to come from a lot of fighters from Top Rank. Shakur Stevenson's going to eventually have to leave. This man can't get any fights. Like, what are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? What are we doing? You got boxers in their prime. They have to stay active. That's the main thing. They have to stay active. And I hope after this, Berlanga stays active. Here we in February, almost the end of February. I want to see Berlanga again in April. No, not April, excuse me. I want to see him again in June and July. You know what I'm saying?
How
You know what
important
I'm
is
saying?
it for these fighters to stay active?
That's the essence of boxing. Because if you don't stay active, then these tools that you have, they'll diminish. And we've seen with the great fighters, the ones that really stay active, they're on top of their game. You know what I'm saying? And they continuing to win. Those that don't stay active, they look rusty. Like we saw Shakur Stevenson in his last fight. Look bad, man. You know what I'm saying? Alleged injury or not, he looked bad. You know what I'm saying? Teofimo Lopez looked bad his
Right.
last fight, which was a few weeks ago, which was very disappointing and shameful. You know what I'm saying? He looked bad, but that's why they have to stay active. But it's so much money involved, and everybody's looking for the big payday. We're not seeing that anymore,
Right.
so that's the problem.
Most definitely, man. It's definitely crazy. We're gonna be bringing more boxing news, updates, and more to you. Shout out to Berlanga. Shout out to New York City. Shout out to Puerto Rico. Make sure you hit the like button and most definitely hit the subscribe button. It's Flight Sports TV. You already know.